Podcast, a space dedicated to discussing sociopolitics, mental health issues, and nerd culture. I am the Overcast K.
And I'm the replenished, hydrating Vesta. I almost said K.
I'm just gonna confiscate everything. I'm just gonna confiscate everything around the desk.
The hell you will. Fine. Okay, let's pick another one. I'm the No, I'm the polarized Vesta.
You know what? We're just gonna move on. Yuck.
Yuck, bitch.
Wow.
Can't catch me, bitch.
You were just on one, aren't you?
Yep.
That's disgusting.
So what we talking about today?
Well,
K-Master 5000.
So what we're not gonna do
What?
is that.
A bet?
Yes.
All right,
Beach.
Fine. All right, fine.
Anyway. So, good morning, afternoon, good evening, whatever you are, whichever one,
Good day.
Yes. Whichever one, resonates the most with what time of day you're actually listening to this.
Yep.
We're just, I don't know, I don't have a whole lot to say just as a preface to the show.
It's, it's like not freezing, but it's also like, kind of tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why. Overcast outside.
Yeah, it's rather London friendly outside as far as the weather is concerned.
Wow. Another excuse to throw in an accent that no one asked for. I'm just kidding.
As if I need anyone's excuse to actually sound like this.
No one asked for this.
I didn't ask for this.
I didn't ask for this.
I feel like we're referencing two different things.
What is the fucking... I was trying to think of the Jurassic Park line.
Okay, so then yeah, no.
No, now, this is like, you guys were too concerned whether you could. You didn't think about whether you should. Whatever he says.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm referencing Deus Ex.
Oh, I haven't touched that.
You know what? And we'll just leave it at that and jump right into our Dimmer Crips and Republicans section with our usual opener, the Anita Chronicles.
Really quick, I like how you go from Bloodikins to Bloodlikins every once in a while. It's very amusing.
I haven't decided which one I want to say more, honestly. And we're a smooth 30 episodes in, and I still...
Because you see switching back and forth, I keep looking like, wait. But yes, on Demmer Cripsicas and the Bloodicons, Cods,
The Rublic...
Kabladika Boobus.
Nigga, was that even English?
Look at... Was that a word, Larry? Let's go.
Are you done?
Let's do it.
Are you done?
Let's do it.
All right. So let's start with the Anita Chronicles as usual, because I'm obviously breaking my promise that I made before we started the show.
Honestly, I was like, I don't know how you expected me that girl, but okay.
I was trying. I really was. Oh well. So, the main thing, honestly, and this is one thing, it seems like this whole first section is going to feel like rapid fire stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Just talking about Anita being so obsessed with keeping the Mueller report from coming out.
I know. It's just like, girl, you really trying hard to look guilty.
Basically. Like, this is... like
you have to try
like,
to do
my
this.
nephew is smarter than this.
Really?
Like, it's obvious that you did something because you're trying so hard to hide it.
Really? I'm like, girl, if it wasn't that serious, you wouldn't be trying this hard. Like, this is a lot of effort. You could be putting into having a decent presidency. But
here we
you're
are.
not.
But, like, here's the thing. He swears up and down it completely exonerates him. I'm like, all right, cool. Let us see it.
Let us fucking see it, bitch.
That's like... that would be like me in high school saying I got straight A's.
I wrote the best report in this class. Where is it? My dog ate it. That's literally like what's happening.
No, not even.
It's an excuse.
I wrote the best report in this class. Okay, yeah, let me read it. I want to read it. I'll be kind of proud of you.
What happened was...
So, no, you can't, actually. Just trust in what I say.
Yeah, okay, I guess it's a little better, but I want to make him like... He seemed like the type that would use my dog ate my homework, like, in all seriousness.
There isn't even a presidential dog this time around.
True, which is so
sad.
Telling.
Yeah, when dogs don't even like you. Either that or they just keep trying to attack his bad hair.
I think it's a fucking cat. The fuck is that? Is that a fucking cat? Ma!
The weird fucking cat. Anyway.
Replace it with Donald Trump standing outside with his weave blowing in the breeze.
The ever-clockable. Donald the ever-clockable.
It's so clockable that it's not clockable. Like, that's how bad it is.
Like, I feel like that should be a new title. The ever-clockable.
Wow. Trump the ever clockable. Copyrighted ours. Baldwin Kids 2019. Do not steal.
Jesus. I'm just over it, because this is invoking executive privilege doing that. Okay, I took it, now you can't have it. It's the pseudo-presidential equivalent of taking your ball and going home.
Really? Wow.
Am I wrong?
Shots fired. You're not wrong in the slightest.
Exactly. I'm just over it. Anyway, we're going to move on to a hopefully section that won't be around for very long because, my God, but a section that I'm calling Dystopia 9005.
Why 9005?
Because the amount of dystopian shit is over 9,000! What? What? 9,000? No comment? Rude.
No. Anyway.
So apparently, and I skimmed this, and I'm over it because any mention of Fox News kind of just makes my eyes blur. Mm-hmm. Like I just glaze over, and it's just tedious. But apparently, all the TVs at the FDA are now, or any TV that is broadcasting a news station is now locked
to Fox, right?
News.
Yeah. I'm like, oh.
And I'm like, so
we love 1984. Mm-hmm. We love 19. Like, have y'all read that? Because
join Vesta's book club, y'all.
Girl, I will. This would be the most. That'd be the most ratchet book club.
Reading a whole bunch of Zane.
Well, how about this? Who? Wow! How dare you? Because I used to read that all the time. I watched the shows that were on Showtime too. Bitch.
There were shows?
Girl, you were missing out on that party.
We were
that
too
was
broke
the most melanated.
We were too broke for Showtime.
That was the most melanated sex I've ever seen on TV. Bitch, it was so good.
I just vaguely
some of Tyler Perry's like theater, the guys he had casting the shows were on that, butt ass naked, and just all up. Just it wasn't light, it wasn't fake either. It was like you couldn't see much because it was cable, but still. I'll have to send you like I have torrented every sex scene from that show, and it's on my computer. Just being real.
Excuse me while I roll my eyes into the next century. Anyway. We're moving on to something I'm just going to mention real quick in passing because this pissed me smooth the fuck off for a separate reason, but Florida decided that teachers should have guns. Which isn't new because I actually did do a little bit of research on this and it turns out that...
that's really not new. It's just annoying that it passed now.
But like a total of 10 other states allow teachers to have guns in one capacity or another.
I sure do. And it's like, oh...
But
so that's how we're at.
I've got a thing to scream about later on. So
oh yeah.
Yeah, y'all strap it.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that one.
And last but not least, oh honey. Hang on, let me before I'm deafening y'all with this noise, cause the cord's hitting my zipper.
Oh, yeah.
So let me just strip a little.
Man, we love Zane's Sex Chronicles. That's what the name of the show is. Zane Sex Chronicles.
Wow.
And then there was a second series called... It was based off of football. What was it? The Jump Off? It was like a bunch of like football athletes.
Anyway, excuse me. It has been a long weekend.
And the women were fine as hell too. I'm just gonna be completely... Like the women.
Do you need me to pause the show so I can go get you a whole nother case of water?
No, fuck. That ain't gonna help me.
So, last but not least, clearly, men know more about uteruses than the people that own them.
Okay, real quick. I'm going to cut this out. Write this timestamp down, like right over here. Because I don't know which one is which.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a bunch of old-ass white men have decided that they know way, way more about uteruses than the people that usually own them. So now we've got some bullshit happening.
Of course.
Of, like, Ohio going so far as to criminalize birth control. Let me just say that in my best newscaster voice. Ohio is considering criminalizing birth control. To be more specific, it is considering criminalizing any birth control that would, quote, cause a miscarriage. When miscarriages, can be completely missed as any kind of pregnancy, as they just looks like a particularly heavy period, and two is still none of your Y chromosome carrying
it's
business, bitch.
really not. Yet again, here we are.
And here we are. Georgia is trying to say that even if you go out of state to get an abortion, you're going to be in trouble. Which one, bitch? How the fuck are you going to follow that?
I was like, really? Oh, we doing slave catcher rules with this now.
I mean,
that's how we're acting.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like you could get because the thing is, if let's just say I was somebody who found out that they were pregnant and needed to go get an abortion,
Right.
and I just so happen to have some family in a state that actually has facilities for that.
What you gonna do?
Are you really going to try to interview I and Mine to find out whether or not,
Y'all gonna spend the money on that
instead of other things like that AIDS epidemic in Indiana? Like, schools that are somehow still fucking segregated in 2019.
How about all of that?
Y'all are really picking the wrong things to be upset about.
Wrong things.
And Roe v. Wade is not going anywhere. So, like, bitch, be gone. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Anyway, it's like, bitch, what? Like, what is
What
are we
in the
going back in time?
goddamn-
Like, are we just going back in time?
It really does feel like that, doesn't it?
Pretty much.
Like it's just a circus. To be completely real, it just feels like
It's a circus, no Britney.
I almost said who, but that's disrespectful. Because Britney's actually that bitch.
All eyes on me in the center of the ring, just like a circus. Anyway. We're just gonna move on because I feel like I'm gonna be making a bunch of exasperating noises and y'all don't want to hear me do my best Michael Jackson sound effect impersonation. Don't look at me like that. Y'all, if you saw the story we posted a couple weeks ago of us watching this video of just all of Michael Jackson's grunts, and for some reason it admits all the and
It's every Michael Jackson good ever. Well, I say that they took it from every available acapella ever, is what that really is.
yeah, and then at one point there's just one random.
There's one just in the back. It sounds like he stepped away from the mic and hit his toe on the door. It's like, pop! It's like, what the hell was that? If anyone, like, I just need to know what song that's from. I need to know.
Bitch, do you know how hard I will just die anytime that song comes on? If I don't want to know. I don't want to know, because if it's one of my faves, I would just lose my shit each time.
Every time it's
just pound. Anyway, we're gonna get ready to move on to our rapid fire section, which again is short and sweet. I don't know. As of late, people are fucking up still, but not in a long form way, much to my annoyance, because that makes it hard to write the show.
Honestly, like, fuck up some more so we can talk shit about you.
Oh, you know what? This will go in the rapid fire section. It's fine. It's not on here, but it's fine. So apparently, Anita also, hates people like us on multiple levels.
Yeah.
On this one being specifically the rainbow level, because now the FDA is writing out LGBT protections.
Oh my god.
Why?
What for?
I genuinely want some conservative person to intimate to me why not protecting people who have a history of being discriminated against. What purpose does it serve to remove legal protections from them? Mm-hmm. Like, I genuinely have that question. Like, no yelling, no arguing, no nothing.
Why?
I just want to know why that makes sense.
Really?
Because I like dick doesn't make me any less of a valuable employee for anybody.
Really? And bitch, I can work harder than most of your straight white people in the store, wherever it is.
Hell, I still feel like us rainbow kids have a better capacity for reading people, and not just in the reads kind of reading people, but like being able to tell body language and stuff, because we have to pay attention to how our body language comes off.
Really? At this point, There's some times where this is gonna be a side rant. I'm sorry.
Oh, please
I
do.
bless us being thick and delicious and tall as hell because I feel like that keeps people from saying anything to me about it. At like my job in particular. Then again, I have had this. I've been lucky enough and like privileged enough to have jobs that most of the time don't care. But like, I will I will switch these cheeks every direction I walk in, and then nobody will say anything about it.
Yeah, and I'm
And
lucky.
like, I dare somebody to say something. You know what I mean? So
And meanwhile, I'm lucky in the fact that I am extremely good at changing my voice, and the majority of my customer interaction at my job now, which, because new job.
Yeah.
But the majority of my customer interaction is, ooh, I probably shouldn't put their actual name. Anyway, thank you for calling Place of Employment. This is Kay. How can I help you?
I love that.
It's completely neutral.
Whereas before,
Yeah, the difference that's just a mastery of code switching. But like I said, but getting back to that original point though, the fact is that those of us who have been in the closet or like hiding who we are very good at watching and paying attention to people
yes,
who might try to clock us, and by extension, being able to pay attention to people in general.
right, exactly.
But just anyway, and I was too busy seeing red to find out the exact place that this school is in. But this other point that I wanted to bring up was in Rhode Island. Like, y'all are too small to be this hateful. Y'all are too small to be this shitty. Rhode Island was like, you know what? Fuck them kids.
Really, and I'm like,
For those who don't know, somebody, I forget who, and again, I was too busy seeing red to get all the details on this, but I'm sure I can tweet out a link once I'm not as infuriated about this. Because y'all already know by now that one of my biggest triggers for pissing me all the way the fuck off is messing with kids.
really,
Anyway, so basically there was a bunch of kids in this Rhode Island school who owed money for their lunch. They owed lunch money. And someone was like, all right, girl, I'll pay them off. And they're just like,
no, so many problems with this. Like, I'm livid about this because I'm not gonna say something similar happened, but you get held back from graduation if you owe money for lunches, and that just seems a little too. You know, it just seems real interesting
elitist.
how that's set up. Yeah.
Or something. Now, here's the thing: if you somehow manage to rack up a $500-600 tab on your lunch,
yeah,
that's
like,
one
girl.
thing.
But if someone can't afford,
But I get the strong feeling that the majority of these kids that are being held back for that owe less than 100, less than 50.
if that, yeah,
You
because
good?
like,
You good, sis?
yeah,
Damn it! Now you got me doing it.
what the hell? What the fuck?
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh no!
ma'am,
Hold,
ma'am,
hold for
ma'am,
technical difficulties.
no.
Sorry about that, y'all. We were experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties.
Jesus, what the fuck is that?
You pressed two buttons at the same
No,
time.
I
Yes, you did. You
didn't.
definitely pressed this one and that one at the same time.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay, that was terrifying.
And that's because God don't like ugly, and you would be an ugly bitch for that.
Oh no, it won't
And
play
now
anymore. No, no, come back, baby, come back. You can play it all on me. Oh,
It's playing.
oh, it's just playing, but we just can't fucking hear it. Of course.
Don't you just love how we record our own stuff, y'all?
I love it.
So please bear with Vesta as we,
Got it. I got it.
I can see. And you got it right around the time that we move on to our palette clones.
Helen, what?
Nope. So first and foremost, there is a shiny and new black-owned urgent care center on the south side of Chicago. That's it. Honestly, no, that's not it, but that's it. Go ahead. What are we gonna do? You know what? Yes. Like, I saw some pictures of this, specifically on Because of Them We Can, which clearly has been the only source of good news as of late.
Really though.
Cause it's I've seen a lot of stories popping up about doctors and such ignoring black pain.
Yeah.
So
that's
to
very
actually
accurate.
see us in a position of being able to recognize when somebody is actually in pain and not somebody just writing it the hell off is something nice to see. Plus, it's on the south side of Chicago, Hyde Park to be specific.
Wow.
Which we're not even going to go into all the times politicians have brought up south side of Chicago for this, that, and the other to support their agendas. Because,
course.
frankly, this is supposed to be the uplifting section, and I'm uplifting us.
Oh, happy day.
Can you?
Thank you.
Are you done?
No.
What was it that even brought that up before?
What?
Oh yeah, it was somebody on YouTube. Black church versus white church.
Oh yeah, it was Black Church. Trey Melvin, when he was still trade-ish. Yeah, so it was black church versus it was black stereotypes versus white stereotypes, and he made sure to put it was stereotypes and not actually the truth in the beginning. So good for you, Trey. But it was white church, just some woman just rocking
Swaying
with
gently
him,
to some organ music.
and then black church was like
Somebody caught the whole Holy Ghost.
just whole Holy Ghost. And so when it came on, I was like, I think you started saying Ave Maria or something.
I was just singing Ave Maria
And
a
then I
second
was
ago
like,
to keep from
and then,
laughing.
thank you, Lord.
Because there's somebody in somebody's, it is always somebody in somebody's Amy and somebody's
So there's this
Codget
video
church.
called the Heavy Vibrato Singer, and everybody got one in their black ass church, and you just see this woman with just the thirstiest looking church weave on. It just looked like
The shakiest of
It
shake and go
should-
wigs.
and then shake and went because it ain't going no more. And she gets the microphone and she's like, "There, you." I can't stop laughing.
Jesus.
I can't. Oh, it's so good.
Sis, are you good? Okay, so we're never recording. So we're never recording this late at night again. Because you clearly got the giggles. Oh, Jesus. Okay, and then we're not going to list the whole host of people for this part. Because we're just going to move on.
Right.
Because I'm sure most of these people went to church afterwards hearing somebody singing like, thank you.
Lord.
Anyway, stop. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Oh my God. Anyway, what we are going to say is a quick shout out to each and every one of those black ass graduates,
Yes.
including the one that got an honorary doctorate from, was it Howard, I think? There was somebody's grandma who went across the stage in a wheelchair getting her honorary doctorate. There are a bunch of parent-child pairs that are graduating all at the same time. Like, I'm here for each and every one of these things. And we're not going to list all the specifics because honestly, there's so many. Though there was that one black valedictorian who, decided to unfurl her academic dick and beat people up with it and catch a whole 6.7 some odd GPA.
How does that even?
Black girl magic.
I mean,
That's how.
man.
Graduated with a 6, no, I think it was 6.9
Wow.
on a 4.0 scale.
Wow. I want
Because-
to know how that's possible.
Because your fave could never.
Really.
Ever. But yeah, that's it for our palate clones.
Like clowns.
Ugh.
Clowns.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Wow. How does it feel?
Jesus. So we're gonna move on to our musical break and go get Vesta some coffee or something so he can calm down.
Yes. No. Maybe.
No. No. We're going to move on to our musical break, which is going to be a song called Vocal Cord Paralysis.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It looks really pretty in Japanese. And the song is about singing but not being able to sing because you're being able to sing for your loved one, but not once they leave, you can't sing anymore. So I thought,
Interesting.
VCP, vocal cord paralysis, and then yeah, it's off of my first. Wow, it was off of my first album called The Moonlight Dancer. I released it on Commercial Dreams, Australian vaporwave label. It was very fun.
Well, anyway, all right, y'all. Enjoy, and we will be back momentarily. And we're back.
Yep.
You didn't even warn me.
Yep. Yep.
First of all,
Yeah. And you know I shouldn't think about it. Yeah.
you done?
No. Okay. We're back, y'all. Hello.
Anyway, we're moving on to our mental health segment. I just thought about something I can't talk about yet. Moved on to our mental health section, which, as always, we have our little disclaimer at the beginning that we are not mental health professionals in any way, shape, or form. We're just a couple of loudmouths with some microphones, recording equipment, some extra time, and a lot to say about the mental health field, especially when it pertains to black people. So, as always, please take what we say with a tractor trailer of salt, and let's get started.
Yeah.
What? I'm
Just
picking less clunky ones.
Yeah, good.
Because I said a shipping ship full of salt. The
Shipping
other day.
shipping.
Shipping, something.
Ew. Oh, that just sounds like diarrhea. Shut up. See what I mean?
Okay, bitch. So, came across an interesting article, actually the other day when I was working on writing the outline for this show, or this episode specifically. The short version, or the Cliff Notes version of the article, is that raising the minimum wage reduces suicide. Which, on one hand, is a bit of correlation with a sliver of causation. Actually, the numbers, according to the article, said that raising both minimum wage and EITC, which is, I think it's like employee income tax credit, raising both of those by 10% reduced suicides in an area by a cumulative like 8.3%. Which, yeah, reducing suicide is always a good thing. I'm just wondering because all of the data on there was for white people.
How about that?
Obviously, because they're the majority, so I'm expecting some stuff to be catered towards them. But I was at least expecting, us more melanated folks to be brought up in the article at least once or twice.
Right.
But what I did see that was interesting and kind of related, because was that last episode or the one before that we talked about suicide? I think it was the one before.
Yeah. No, I
There's a
think it was the last one.
No, the last one was guns.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was interesting because looking at the charts that they posted, um, the black suicide rate stayed relatively about the same until. Actually, do you still have that article up?
Yep.
Hold, please, because I want to see exactly when. Ah, it doesn't say shit. So I just wanted to see on the article exactly when black suicide started rising, and it only gives
If we're going,
2017.
if we're going by that by reference, or by this one by reference, it seems like in the 2010s.
The late 2010s, like
No,
right.
just 2010s.
No, but like it still
It's only
stays.
2017. So if you're going from 2000 to 2017, that's like early 2000s right there. You guys can't see what we're talking about, but we'll link the article. But
Yeah. But you know what I'm looking at though? Is it just me or does that start going up right around Anita got in office?
it goes up around.
Right as Obama was getting ready to leave and Anita
When
was
did
getting.
oh no, that's like the most famous. What's his name? Florida, the Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin. When did that happen?
I don't remember honestly. We get killed so often by random white people for no reason, and they get away with it often enough that I can't remember. I
And
honestly
that's
can't.
the tea.
Yeah, it happens often enough that it just escapes me. But I'm sure somebody will correct me on Twitter.
2012. How about that?
Interesting.
Yep.
When it started getting more publicized, our lives don't matter as much. But I kind of wanted to just bring this up for our mental health section, just to kind of talk about how much you make directly, well, how much you make cross-referenced with your how much you feel worth as an employee, how that affects your mental health. Because, like, truth be told, at my previous carpentry job, I was making more than I'm making now.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, the job I'm at now, I feel like I'm contributing to the company. I feel like my job is important. I feel like I'm not just another cog in a machine.
Exactly.
So I still feel more valued in my job. But at the same time, that increase in pay when I got my raise back at the carpentry job also gave me a similar feeling until a bunch of bullshit happened.
Yeah, fuck them.
Seriously, we're not going to say them by name,
Fuck them.
but they could be related to a certain 4 master trainers in Pokemon. Think about
Straight
it.
over the head.
I'll tell you when we're not on the air.
Okay. It was like straight over my head.
What are the no, nope. We're going to talk about it after.
I'm gonna say, well,
Because yeah, I just find it interesting that they're talking about raising the minimum wage to reduce suicides, but nobody talks about implementing like a maximum wage. Because excuse me, because the fact of the matter is that you don't need several $100 million a year. The fact of the matter is, unless you're literally buying just millions upon millions of dollars of land and vehicles and gyms and such, there's no way you're going to be able to, you and your family are going to be able to spend that much in your lifetime.
right.
So I'm wondering when we're going to implement that. I kind of want to just talk about how, how much you make affects how you feel. Any input? Comments?
Like, I don't know. This is like the title alone was just like, well, that makes sense.
Because the title is how do you reduce the suicide rate, raise the minimum wage?
Yeah, simple. Research say there's a simple way to reduce suicides: increase the minimum wage. Which, yeah, because lack of money really does a number on a lot of things. This is not just about money, because you can't afford to do things you need to do for yourself. If you're going for therapy, guess what? Nope, can't afford it. If you need to go, if you have medications, nope.
I'm an example of both, actually.
If you need,
because hang on, because my therapist, trying to see him without insurance, in the neighborhood of 170 something
Right.
per
Exactly.
session. My psych meds, when I was still on my ex's insurance, I think was like $50 for a 3 month supply.
Right.
When I got off of his insurance, lo and behold, my medication was a smooth $1,300 for a 3 month supply. So I can't keep that up. That's more than the federal minimum wage per month take home.
Right. And it's just like not even those two things. It's just like, hey, you used to be able to do things that you now can't afford to do because you're on your own. Sucks. You used to go out and do this and do that. You had a gym membership, or you had just a real personal example that I have experienced secondhand. You used to be able to afford to go to Disneyland all the time. You had that annual pass. Going to Disneyland made you really happy. Guess what, bitch? Can't afford that $1,000 a year anymore. Too bad.
And we're not even going to talk about how bullshit that
Yeah,
is.
let's not get into those prices because they hiked again.
Of course they did. And for what?
Star Wars Land. I'm like, girl, it's really not that.
If I could
girl,
roll my
alright.
eyes any harder, they would
Just like,
escape
girl,
my skull.
just girl. This is why Florida's making more money than you. Anyway,
And that's that on that.
just things that make you happy you can't because you are not monetarily able to do, and then you feel like you are only worth the money you make. Like that's a very strong thing that is pushed into you. If you aren't worth the wage. I'm knocking shit over. You aren't worth the wage that allows you to deserve to get you the things that make you happy. No, you're not allowed. And when you have that mindset, it'll send you to so many places that you never thought you had in your head.
And you know what else? More often than not, the people who are making the least are working the hardest.
The
and
absolute hardest.
And have the most pressure to keep working hard so that way they can keep their job.
Exactly.
And it becomes a relentless cycle. I have to work this much. I have to work so much in order to be able to pay all my bills.
You gotta
and
work.
I don't have time. I don't have time or money to be able to better myself in one way, shape, or form.
You gotta
or
work
another.
twice as hard to get half as much.
And that's just from being poor. Imagine being poor and black or a person of color or anything like that.
Then you just got a whole nother brick wall to scale after the first one.
Like we got to a point after my parents divorced, for example. My mom was working 3 jobs, like working an overnight position at a hospital somewhere, working her day job, which I forget what it is. Oh, working her day job at a local hardware store, and also styling hair, all at the same time in order to make ends meet. Got a smooth 2 hours of sleep each night because that's all she could get. And somehow managed to still survive, and I'm still glad that she did survive that because now she's doing so much better. She's working a job. Well, she's also not supporting 2 kids, but she's only supporting 1. But she's doing better. She's making more. She's enjoying her job. She's enjoying her life. And I feel like a good chunk of that enjoyment came from making more and earning more.
Yeah. Because that allows you to do things you want to do and need to do for yourself. Not even forget about the wanting to do, because sometimes
This, like, being able to take a self-care day,
yeah,
because like
taking yourself
not because it turns into the I can't take off of work even though I feel like absolute shit and want to walk in front of a fucking Mack truck.
right.
I have to go to
You
work.
have to go to work
So that
and
way I can
suffer,
afford
so you
to
can afford to pay your bills later.
So you can afford to pay your bills to continue to work and suffer, and it becomes a
A
relentless cycle.
cycle of misery, and misery is
We've got people, in their 60s and 70s working at McDonald's and stuff again because
coming out of retirement, because that's how hard it is. That's how much their retirement is. Jack. Retirements that used to last the rest of their lives now last 10 years.
Even though now we've got people like Bitch McConnell in office that are just gladly gutting all of the programs that help these people out.
So much money that they're sitting on and just wiping their ass with.
Yeah, and the other thing with that is them gutting assistance programs for these people that don't make enough money to survive already. Like, if it's literally an if you're poor, fuck you.
Right.
And why? And a lot of these people are also claiming to be Christians, which Jesus himself will give you a hollow-handed slap straight across the face.
Just slap you into the fucking.
Actually, no. Skip the slap. We'll come back down with a pair of cat of nine tails and just
whack you back to Nazareth, girl, and let you just show you real meaning of poverty. Fuck you.
Like, I want to see
where your politics mean nothing.
I want to see some of these people who are enacting all these minimum wage policies and stuff. I want to see them live on it.
Live on that.
If it's so good that it's the baseline, live on it. You're supposed to be a public servant anyway.
Live on it. Survive.
You should survive as much as the least of us have to. But instead, somehow these people manage to write themselves into making $400,000, $500,000
like
a year.
6 figures. And it's like, what are you doing?
And to a point, like, I can understand wanting to make more, but at the same time,
but then you're
not taking care of the people that elected you.
Right, but then you get these people that like write their own salaries in. But then let's not get started on them bitches that'll write it. I feel like I deserve.
Yeah, but what did you do to help out?
What did you do for that? What?
But like, not making it, just trying to stay on the point.
Yeah, but it's just that mindset of you're only worth you only deserve to make this much money.
We could pay minimum wage means we could pay you less, but
we can pay you less. Fuck you. You're gonna work hard as hell, but you're about worth this much.
Because how much you
prove to us you deserve more money than this.
But like every minimum wage job I can think of, McDonald's grunt or fast food grunt in general. Where these people are in sweltering kitchens, getting burnt left, right, and center.
Burnt, talked down to shit thrown at them.
That one McDonald's girl, that one girl at McDonald's.
That right there summed up my 2 years of employment at a fast food restaurant.
That will remain.
Because
he grabbed her and she's like, "Oh, okay." Bop, 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 bop.
And then there was the other one. You get the people that prank. Okay, so here's my thing. There was this channel on YouTube. I think his channel was Magic of Rahat. He's an Indian guy, I believe. And he did a lot of the Invisible Driver, Pennywise. He never did something that would harm people. It was for fun and it was hilarious.
Unless, of course, you were chlorophobic, in which case the Pennywise thing would scare you fit to piss yourself.
Right. Like, there were some problematic points with his channel, which is probably why his videos don't... he hasn't made a new video in like 4 years.
He's gone the way of Ray William Johnson.
Right. And... like, see, that's cool. But then you get the assholes that, like, do you remember when... have you seen the video of the guy who came up and ordered just, like, a drink? And he, like, honked his train horn at the girl when she opened the window. He had, like, one of the train horns under his fucking small dickmobile. And she said, you know what, fuck, you ain't getting... tossed it at him and slammed the window. You're not getting a drink. The whole, like, it was like a large drink, just tossed it at him. He was like, fuck you.
Yeah, because, like, a lot of these people...
and he was mad. I'm like, what you mad for, you tiny dick, boompa loompa body ass bitch? What the fuck? What are you mad for? You're the one who... fast food workers have to put up with so much and get nothing for it. And if you complain about it, they will find someone to replace you who will not say anything. Real quietly. And to throw shade at the... and to throw shade at this fast food establishment I worked at, it was predominantly Filipino at one point. So, but somehow, this horrible ass, undertrained, can't keep a lace front straight ass kitchen worker lady managed to find her way to the management position. And then all of a sudden, everybody that wasn't Filipino started disappearing. Including me. I was on 4 days a week, then I was on 3 days a week, and then I was on 2 days a week. You want to know what everybody else got? 4, 5, 7 days. And then once I was like, you need to put me on the fucking... because I was working 2 jobs at that point. I'm like, you're going to put me back on the fucking schedule because you knew my availability was. I didn't announce... I didn't just start this job unannounced. You knew I was getting it. Put me back on the fucking schedule. And then they just took me off of it.
This is for Rachel, you big
and so I called, this is for Rachel, you big fat white nasty smelling fat bitch. Why you took me off a motherfucking schedule with your trifling dirty racist ass, you big fat bitch, oompa loompa body ass bitch. I'm coming up there, I'm gonna beat the fuck up.
Stop. Look at the waveform. Look what you did.
I don't give a fuck. Oompa loompa body.
Jesus.
Anyway, that was a whole segue to like, racist practices in like establishments that can't even afford to spell the word racist. But yeah, like lower and then these old ass white people will be quick. And here's to you, grandma and grandpa from up the street. Y'all do it too, who talk mad shit about fast food workers. Let me talk about that one real quick.
Oh, you mean the people that are just like, why the fuck does a burger flipper get to make $15 an hour? We got
flip your own burgers.
You can't simultaneously
flip your own burgers.
You can't simultaneously demand a service from somebody and demean.
Fry your own fries. Your complicated, ain't got no dentures ass, can't chew a bun ass. Make yourself a goddamn burger, old ass bitch. Anyway,
fix the ice cream machine.
Fix the ice cream machine.
Yeah, these people are
mollywop your fucking shaken, gone wig off of your head. I'm getting so angry.
Good. Like, it's something to get angry about because people are not paid enough to survive. When the minimum wage itself was instituted, it was designed so that way one person working full time making minimum wage would be able to, start a family and stuff, to be able to
survive
and stuff. And meanwhile, we've still got people making what minimum wage should have been when my parents were in diapers.
Oh, and let's talk about servers. Let's talk about them.
Or tipped employees in general?
Let's talk about that. Mm-hmm. Well, I can't say tipped employees because I make minimum wage and I still get tips, So, but I also don't get to work as often. I don't get as much.
It's a trade-off.
Servers that make $5 an hour and lose it all because of taxes. And then...
Even though the employers are supposed to make up the difference. And why do I never hear about employers actually making up the difference?
Yep, because laws happen to be set and put in place where... Oh, let's not get started on the fact that sometimes with servers, at the end of the night, on their checkout, on their receipt, for all their sales and stuff, they sometimes owe the store money. I've seen that so many times. It's a normal occurrence. Where you work now? Oh, you owe the store about $15, $10, $5.
Oh, so are they like taking lunches and stuff from the store itself? Like, are they getting food from there?
Actually, now I think about it, yeah.
I was going to say, because...
that might be it,
I was going to say, that's the only time that should be the case.
I'm about to get heated for no reason. I'm not even a server. Can y'all tell? But yeah, still, the whole server wage thing gets on my nerves. Because fucking... Can't scramble an egg right up the street up there. They pay their servers like $4. Like, and I'm pretty sure server wage is more than that.
If I remember correctly, a tipped employee can make as low as $2 and change an hour.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. $2 and change. Okay, girl.
Go ahead and go on your thing.
I don't have anything else left to go on because I'm going to just go on a million tangents. But anyway.
Here, found it. Illinois law allows employers to claim a tip credit. The tip credit is 40% of the minimum wage. This means employers may pay tipped employees an hourly wage as low as $4.95.
$5, like I thought. Okay. And we think that's okay. We think that's all right.
Whoa. Don't talk for me, bitch.
No, I mean, just hypothetical
the collective
and that's okay. We're gay and black. Whenever someone says we in a conversation, we ain't talking about ourselves. Like, oh, really?
No, it's worse in other places. Idaho's down to $3.35.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even, that's a gallon of gas. Let it out.
Minimum wage needs to be increased. Things need to stop being disproportionately expensive because it's very elitist. Like then that goes down the path of gentrification, where there are historical parts of my old communities and neighborhoods that used to be in fucking Oakland. Sorry, you were touching me and it made me like angry.
Sidebar: the federal minimum tipped employee wage is $2.13 an hour.
Are you what?
Did I stutter?
213.
And you wonder why people are killing themselves out of despair.
You know what? And that's the point I was gonna make. I'm done. I'm done with that.
Some places are decent. California is actually decent.
But then you think about how much everything costs, and it's not.
Yeah.
Where they rent studios for $3,000 a month. No utilities included, by the way. And you gotta buy groceries. And you gotta pay for your car. And you gotta pay for gas. And
Yeah, Arkansas and Delaware need to be set on fire because they're both in the $2 range.
yeah, I know. I remember from an ex of mine.
Oklahoma just does the federal one, so 213. But Oklahoma is also a flaming trash fire.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, West Virginia. Oh Jesus. Alabama, Georgia, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Nebraska, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina, Puerto Rico, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming all are at 213. It's disgusting. And you wonder why people are killing themselves out of despair.
Like, oh, and this is a shock. Oh.
Okay. There's no point in me trying to live in a capitalist society that is wholly dependent on making money when I am intentionally not paid enough money to function. It's either destitution, despair, or death, and people are starting to choose death more often. Hell, there's stories rising up with medical bills where people are just letting themselves die because they don't want to saddle their family with their medical expenses.
Really? Yeah, let's talk about that one too, because that gets real.
Do we want to go into that? Are you going to be okay?
I might just no.
No?
I might start crying.
So then we're going to leave that at this. Just like, if you own a business, pay your employees what they're worth, or at least pay them so that they can actually pay their bills and maybe once a fucking month kick it.
Really?
Like, so they can live comfortably and kick it every now and again. If you can't afford to do that for your employees, you don't need to be in business. End of discussion. And end of mental health section. Because I can't wait for the next part. You good? Well, then I'll say it. We've got...
I'm good. I'm just...
All right, then we've got a...
I can just feel it in my hair follicles. I can feel it in the lace, girl. I can feel it in my lace. Oh, it's bunching up.
Oh, Jesus. So
Anyway.
we're gonna move on and take a mental
Mental health break. Ooh.
Yeah, basically. But we're gonna take another musical break this time. What is it called?
Opal. That bitch from Steven Universe. Mr. Fahrenheit did a remix. There's a lot of he's done a lot of Steven Universe. Well, not a lot. I've heard a lot, but
Yeah.
the three that are out right now are Obsidian, which you all have heard. Opal was the second one he did, and then the first one was Alexandrite. But this one today is Opal.
All right, y'all. Get your life, and we'll be back. back, guys, gals.
Hello, everyone.
Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna let you have it. So we're gonna change up the order just a little bit.
What in the goddamn is so I just watched. We just watched.
Hang on. Let me just warn them. So normally we save our rants for the end of the show, but I had Vesta watch this trailer, and yeah, just go.
I watched this trailer hoping that it was just like a Dave Chappelle look kind of parody. Okay? But it wasn't, because I saw the articles and it was a real movie. So, this heap of mayonnaise, ambrosia, unseasoned chicken breast smelling movie trailer about some white man this sounds like the white rhetoric. No one wants to hire a white man for the job. They want to hire black people. So he watched this show. It's called Trash Talk. I'm so irritated. And it's got these two not Maury, he wasn't that bad at first. Jerry Springer looking black women just arguing on TV. He's like, if I was a black woman. So he gets the radio show pretending to be a black woman
named LoQuisha.
His name is LoQuisha. And because he has to get into this private school for his little house on the prairie I shot Lassie looking kid that
let it out.
I can't because my brain is like so many directions.
Oh no, keep exploring these
directions. It's just so he needs to get money for this private school and he's out of a job, so he fakes being a black woman on air. The trailer makes fun of suicide, makes fun of I feel like the line that killed me, I feel like I'm a black woman trapped in a white man's body. I have never wanted to just murder someone on sight. If I ever met that actor, you would have to hold me the fuck back. They'd be like, who in the fuck? Like, but you can be desperate for me. You can't be that desperate. A chat girl?
We
okay.
Can't all be Scarlett Johansson.
Like, and she's... You know, I was going to say something real out of pocket.
Do it. She's
lucky she's...
pretty.
Is that what that is? Explosive shade noise. I'm just flabbergasted. You know, white boys are comparing this to white chicks. I saw that. Last I checked, white women weren't tortured by black people and left to die and
tortured,
enslaved, and
raped, enslaved, ridiculed, mocked,
made caricatures of. And even then, White Chicks was made by who? White Pipples.
It just starring two black men in the titular roles.
Right. I just want to talk.
What's the address? I just want
to talk. You big, fat, white, nasty smelling.
And then the poster for this is even more annoying.
It's not even like, who is the woman? He never gets in drag. He doesn't drag it up. He doesn't.
He wants to protect his anonymity.
So the poster has him ripping like the mask of a
typical chunky black woman,
like just Rasputia looking woman. No shade to whoever that is, but girl, you made some decision. I'm gonna shit on you for it. And
let it out.
I just want to know
who greenlit this.
Who
thought this was a good idea?
First of all, you don't know how to film. Whoever put the music in your movie, it sounds like
it's been cut.
It sounds badly. Like 90s porn. That music. It sounded like The Sims.
And as a sidebar, whether or not this is real, the fact of the matter is that the damage caused by this is going to be real. That whole bullshit rhetoric of I'm a black woman trapped in a so-and-so body is going to come up, especially among the white gays.
I dare someone to say this. I dare someone to say this with me. I might have to lose my job. I dare somebody. to say this and think it's funny. See if I don't put rat poison in your food. you think I'm playing? Beat your ass.
Oh no, I've got a chemist friend. We'll make sure it's tasteless.
Girl, you know who you are. Anyway,
Like,
I'm flabbergasted that this is a thing. And that can't be the original video. It's only got 1,000 views. The original must have gotten taken down. Because that video had 1,000 views. And it was that should have been the first thing to pop up when you type that in. It wasn't. It was people reacting to it, and then some other channel that uploads trailers all the time saved it and uploaded it again.
which makes me think this movie is going to actually happen. Yeah, it's a thing. And I don't even want to sully my browsing history with looking up more information about this. Because
I'm flabbergasted.
You're flabbergasted? I am quietly furious because this is all literal Sonic blackface.
It's minstrelry at its finest. Like the impressions he does.
Let's not even get started on all the neck rolls and stuff he was doing in the studio.
Like, you ugly looking ball sack. What the fuck?
Go ahead.
I can't. I just want to fight.
What does that say about society that we
like
view
that's
black women,
okay still?
that we view black women as a punchline like that?
Really? And ghetto mannerisms are just hilarious.
And let's seeing as how this is actually kind of related to what we talked about in our mental health section. It may have been 0.5 seconds of the goddamn trailer, but what in the cyanobacterial fuck are you thinking, telling that somebody's gonna or having a part of that movie where someone's calling in where she's saying something along the lines
that killed me. That made me so angry.
Something along the lines of I'm really sad. I'm on the bridge and I'm gonna jump.
All right, girl, enjoy your jump. What in the fuck?
Even if you were playing this character and dispensing
You thought that was okay. You think that's funny.
That's not funny.
That is the funniest shit.
That's
comedy genius. Fuck you.
That's not even remotely close to funny. Whether or not somebody was calling that in as a prank or anything like that, which I'm assuming by the camera shot that they had, flown by somebody's $2 drone, filmed by somebody's $2 drone.
That whole movie looked cheap as hell. Wasn't he recorded in like a room with a window in it and like blinds, no soundproofing? That just tells you who's in charge of this movie and how dumb as shit they are. You could tell by the sound quality, the music, the cuts, and the audio. This is some low budget ass Caucasian
great value
dick cheese.
Great value Mrs. Swan.
Really? Hello.
Because that's also a white woman pretending to be an Asian woman. We're not even going to get into that.
Yeah.
Like, we're having a rant sandwich today, aren't we? Or sorry, we're having a nerd sandwich on rant bread today.
Oh my god.
Because I'm saving mine for the end.
Oh my god.
I already watched this trailer, so I watched this forever ago. And by forever, I mean like last night.
I want to explode. Like, I literally want to find out who.
There's a part of me that wanted to read the comments, and there's another part of me that just knows it's going to be full of white edgelords thinking that, oh, this is so funny.
Well, you guys are all mad about this. You weren't mad about white chicks. I want someone to say that to me. I dare someone. If you are on my personal friends list, I will murder you. You can square the fuck up.
Let's just fight.
Duel, bitch.
Let's just fight. Because, no. That's not, they're not even remotely the same thing.
No way. No way. I'm dealing with your bullshit.
Ooh, okay, Christina, get them runs.
Who?
Whitney?
Oh, yeah, that's better. Before the crack or after?
Is that a question?
I mean, she was it. Okay. Either way. But anyway.
Like
that. What can you imagine her reaction to this trailer?
What I want to know.
Imagine Whitney Houston's reaction to this trailer.
I came out of my body for a second.
Like, have you seen that GIF?
Hold on. I need a I'm having a moment. I came out of my body for a second because you and I both know how hard she read Wendy Williams into the ether for talking shit about her.
That's so classic. And Wendy never.
And that Wendy has a reputation for getting in other people's business. Can you imagine how long and hard Whitney would have read that whole entire trailer for?
May she rest in peace. I wish Bobby Christina would have just been like, "Hey, Mom, can you come on with YouTube real quick? We need to watch this trailer." On top of that being the most retweeted video on Black Twitter, that would have been
legendary.
Whitney would have been like,
that would have restored follicles. That would have straightened lace
that would have
fronts
gave Christina
worldwide.
her talent back. It had finally put Madonna on the ground. I really did just say,
you are clearly feeling it right now, because I'm like I said, I was mad about this last night. At this point, I am equal parts.
Imagine Prince's reaction to this trailer.
Prince wouldn't have said a damn thing.
Picture.
You know that video that Trey Melvin did of Prince going to heaven and getting ready to sign that thing, and the like look down, look up, look down, look up thing that he did. Would have watched this trailer and walked away.
Imagine Beyonce and Jay's reaction.
So Beyonce is pulling off her unclockable lace front, undoing her earrings, and be like, okay.
You should see her get up. Yeah.
No, she wouldn't have even did anything. She would have just picked up the phone. Hey, sis, are you doing anything right now?
She don't talk that clear.
Don't shade the queen.
I love you, Beyonce. You're a queen, but I'm sorry.
She would just call Solange and be like, "Are you doing anything right now?
Girl,
I need you to lock
girl, you remember the elevator? We're gonna have to do that again.
And again.
And again.
And again.
Fall in your way.
This
so you can square up.
This is like, conceptually, this is nothing like White Chicks. The entire concept of White Chicks were the two undercover agents pretending to be the two girls in order to save their lives. This movie here is literally a white
Black
guy.
people are a punchline. The end.
This movie here is literally... Hold on, worse. This movie here is literally a white guy taking on black female stereotypes and profiting off of them for nothing more than his own gain and his desire to get his kid into some bullshit ass school that's probably over the fuck priced anyway.
Like most drag performers. And K-pop stars.
And white gays in general. Like I said, most of my outrage was burnt out last night, and I am kind of upset that you were otherwise indisposed, because, bitch, I would have called you. Because... you know what we need to do? We need to talk to Brandon about this.
What's Brandon's number?
I will tell you off the air. But still, do you have anything else to say about this bullshit?
No.
Okay, let us hope it fades into the ether and does worse than Manos the Hands of Fate.
Yeah.
Does worse than Reefer Madness. Does worse than... No, not The Room. Because The Room at least got like a cult following because it was such a terrible movie.
Yeah.
And it's a terrible movie because it's a terrible movie. This movie is terrible because of its concept, because of its execution, because of its editing, because of its music, because of its actors, because of its everything.
Yeah, everything is just wrong with this movie.
Wanting to fake being a black woman to get your shitty ass kid into a better school. Maybe a kid should be a better fucking student.
maybe y'all should just move.
Maybe y'all should use some of that white privilege that you should be
Maybe
using.
y'all should just move.
Anyway.
Get out of our neighborhood.
Do we want to... Did we talk about that already? Like, if we're on the subject of ranty stuff, can we talk about that entitled ass bearded twink that had the nerve to try to tell Howard campus people to move?
Let's just save that for another time.
Let's just save our follicles, because clearly he didn't save his, and move on. So we're gonna move on to our nerd section, which is the meat of this rant sandwich. Because I got something for today.
Oh, so do I. I forgot. I do know.
Another rant?
It's not really a rant. It's like nerdy stuff.
Okay. Oh, well, start your.
I was going to do an EP review.
Oh, we'll do your EP review because
I'm reviewing.
Oh no.
The EP Shanti by Ravina. ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't know who Ravina is, y'all get
into
it together. So let me get
For those who don't know, Ravina, I think her name is Ravina Aurora, at least on Instagram.
yeah.
She is an Indian American R&B soul singer who is rising to popularity, sounding amazing, and just dripping with slightly campy but 70s goodness in all of her videos.
Her aesthetic is my life. Well, no, I'm more of an '80s boy, but still.
Like it's
whole
soft
and honey when she laid down on the floor and her hair was spread and there was flowers in it.
Sunflowers specifically.
I was like, ma'am, if you don't give me my edges back after you're done with this video. And then the other one, when she did the live performance, and she did a live performance of I Won't Mind, and she was in this room with these it was all soft focus and slightly dewy and glowy white curtains and
that's her
the roses and stuff tied up around and there were live butterflies, bitch, in the room, and she was singing with one in her hand. And I'm like, if you don't get your
Disney
Snow
princess.
White, who Snow White's fucking dollar store wig can go.
Stop. This is, you know what?
You better yeah, voice out of here, bitch. You could never. Anyway,
you know what? This is for some reason. A lot of her stuff is giving me like slow motion voguing vibes.
True. She does do that, yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm sure y'all have seen, like, just search Vogue Dramatics on YouTube and you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm just, like, a lot of her music just gives me, like, slow motion hand performance vibes where it's flowy and moving and gentle and loving.
You see how his voice should drop like 3 octaves? That's what her music does to you. You be ready to be pregnant.
And a little bit of, one of my favorite words in Spanish. A little bit of acariciándote.
Ooh.
Which, should I say it again? Acariciándote.
My wig.
Stop.
So anyway, the album, the EP.
Which means caressing, by the way.
Yes. Ooh. Anyway. So Shanti has 4 songs. The first of which is called If Only, which is the song she is mainly known for right now. I think it's that and Honey is the 2 that she's known for. But If Only is number 1 because she got featured on Colors, the YouTube channel, for that. And y'all need to see her outfit. Her outfit.
Stop.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Let me carry on. I'm just gonna I'm gonna mute my phone and I'm gonna look a little bit at this video, but carry on.
Look at her outfit. Anyway, so the first song, If Only, a bop. It's a nigga, you ain't shit, you ain't getting this sweet puss back song. Albeit much more sophisticated, obviously, because Ravina's that bitch. That was the first song. I think I heard that in a Starbucks. And I was like, because you hear the Rode pianos and then the chimes come in. I think it's all Rode pianos. And then the drums kick in. I was like, oh. That bass kicked in and she fucked me up. That was like, okay, what is this? I found it and I downloaded the album like on site. So If Only is her most popular probably right now. The second one is Love Child, that's if you want to talk about the 70s. Also, none of her album is synthesized. None of it. It's all live band.
Oh wow.
All live band. I don't think there's synthesized anything. Maybe like the piano, like because I know in the I Won't Mind video, the pianist who I actually follow on Instagram now, the pianist is using just like a standard keyboard synthesizer, so that I guess that counts. But anyway,
it's not like done like
it's not
on,
like
on
that
like an Ableton.
Yeah, it's not like it might be mixed or mastered in Pro Tools or Ableton, but it ain't done in it. But Love Child is a bop. That reminds me of Corinne Ray Bailey. That's a vocal similarity I hear.
Corinne Bailey Ray.
Wow, I've gotten that.
You're too busy standing to get the name right. It's
Thank
fine.
you.
Keep going.
But very comparable, those two. Comparable. Is it comparable?
You're standing. Stand up in your standum.
Let me listen to what No Better is.
Do we want to pause really quickly?
I just need to hear how it starts.
We're gonna get.
Yeah, No Better's. Although I stand for all these songs, that's probably like my least favorite song. Like I won't go and actively play that song.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that the last one? What's the last one again? No, it's No Better. So No Better is a bop, but it's like my least favorite on the album. It's just it's her
Ain't
singing to
no
her man.
other man.
Yeah, there ain't no better
Yeah.
man. Yeah. That's a bop. I like that song a lot. The fourth song is Natural. Now you want to talk about fucking?
You were just abusing the desk today.
Listen. What is? I need to look up the lyrics to that song and read them because Ravina did not come to play with you hoes.
She came to slay,
She
bitch.
came to with that song. Let me go to my good girl Genius real quick.
I should probably come up with something to talk about. Oh, for just a little bit of a preview, you all, while Vesta is looking that up, I will actually.
Naturally, it will come easy. Following your intuition, you let yourself ride this feeling. Give yourself. There's nothing to lose. It's all natural. It's all natural. You're young and you want me, but you keep your cool. Have you made love to a woman or loved like a fool? In the heat of Sedona, in the blue of the pool, we will push it farther. Can you find the jewel?
My wig.
I pressed the wrong button.
My wig.
Go ahead and stand down. Stand.
When I heard those lines, I was like, I have never felt so pregnant in my life than the moment I heard that song. Well, that and what is that? You were in the car when I freaked out about that, or were you here when I freaked out about that? I don't remember what song it was, but that. Anyway, that album. This is going to turn into a Vervina review, honestly. She has two other songs called Temptation,
Oof.
Honey, which is, like I said, probably like her second most popular. And then Sweet Time.
I was like, your milk and honey.
The harmonies in Honey aren't just.
The video in Honey is amazing. Honey is amazing too.
I follow the man. I follow
the Sikh.
the
Sikh guy.
Sikh, yeah.
There was a Sikh guy in the video. Beard on point.
No shirt
turban
on.
perfect.
I'm like, ma'am, sir. And she's probably family. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she said she was. Or did she confirm that she was? I don't remember.
I don't know, but Temptation made me think some things.
Yeah.
Talking about Miss Temptation.
Miss Temptation. I tell you things I can't tell my boyfriend.
Ooh.
That's a line of the song.
Oh.
I'm like, ooh, ooh, thank you.
How do you go from standing Ravina and then move right back to that over vibrato Kojic Church lady?
But anyway, Ravina is it. I think next time, if there's nothing to really talk about, I'm gonna go in on Daft Punk.
Oh boy.
Their second.
You know what?
Third album.
If you do that, I'm just gonna put my mic down and go do something because you're gonna stand for a smooth half
You know,
hour.
you'd be very surprised about that album. I have a lot to say about it.
Which is why I said I'm gonna just go move over somewhere and like make myself.
It's not all good.
That doesn't change the fact that you're probably gonna be going for a crisp 15 minutes at least.
Fuck off for being right. Anyway, so what you got to talk about?
So I actually, I was starting to say to try to fill some time while you did a quick search, but I was starting to say that I'm actually going to be talking a bit about Next to Normal, which I don't think I've talked about on the show before, but if I did, y'all gonna hear it again.
You've mentioned it once, yeah.
I've mentioned
You
it.
mentioned the Shutter. Wait, that's In the Heights.
Oh.
Okay, no, you haven't mentioned Next to Normal.
Okay. Oh, the moment in the Heights.
Yeah.
Anyway, so for those who don't know, Next to Normal is a musical, it's almost a rock opera, which for those who don't know, rock opera basically means that they sing through the entire thing. But it's very rock and roll music. And it deals with a lot of mental health stuff. It deals with the mother of the family, Diana, coping or attempting to cope with losing her child. Coping with having a daughter that was originally made to replace the lost child. Covers the father of the family, Dan, who has his own demons to deal with, and just does his best to try to keep him down, just push him down, push him away, bottle him up while he helps Diana. It deals with Natalie, the daughter, who has a budding relationship with a guy named Henry, who also has her own anxieties and issues and drug abuse, actually, a couple of times to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And it also deals with the specter of their son haunting Diana.
Yeah, I've heard. Okay.
I this album is actually really important to me. I ended up actually listening to it in earnest, partially from a recommendation from a close and old friend of mine whose name I don't know if he wants mentioned on here, but let's just say your initials are R.A. Thank you for turning me on to this album. I only wish I'd have listened to it when you suggested it to me originally. But with the way that the show is structured, I really, really, really wish that I had the money, the time, and the ability to direct an all-black cast of this show, because mental health is such a rarely talked about topic in black families, or it's often talked about, but you're only told to go pray about it. This family is depicted as very well off. Both parents are architects. The daughter is working really hard in school and working on her musical ability so that way she can get into Yale. And it's musically it's fantastic. Like I have to say that my favorite song is technically half of a song. When it, in the show is credited as oh God, what's it called? Why Stay / A Promise. And the song called A Promise is simultaneously Henry and Dan singing to Natalie and Diana respectively about their promise to be, their counterparts rock. I know that's a little complicated to explain, but I don't know. That's one of those songs that I just belt my heart out in the car.
And y'all ain't heard Belton until you heard Keanu singing. Ooh.
Heard who? And you're just gonna scoot that.
Until you heard Kay sing in the car.
Yeah, you still haven't heard me sing full volume.
No, I haven't. I'm pretty sure my eardrums are shattered.
Which is why
no disrespect.
Why I would have to be outside. But the show, and obviously there's spoilers throughout. I'm not going to mention the biggest spoiler. Suffice to say that something happens with the very end with Dan that just makes me tear up each and every time. But I was getting into that show at the same time that a close friend of mine passed from cancer. And there was a line in the very last song of the show that just cut me like a knife. What was it? It was, "The price of love is loss, but still we pay."
Ooh.
And I don't know, losing that friend of mine and having that happen at the same time. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Those who know me know who I'm talking about. But the combination of me dealing with my mental health stuff, or starting to deal with it, because I started listening to that album around my first couple of sessions with my now previous therapist. So I resonated a lot with Diana because I was also starting to take medication for stuff that was going on, and we were figuring out meds. And there's a whole song called "Who's Crazy" / "My Psychopharmacologist and I." You don't remember that one?
I no.
Who's crazy? The husband or wife? Who's crazy
Oh.
to live their whole life,
okay.
believing that somehow things aren't as bizarre as they are. And then alternating with Diana. Why are you making that face?
It's nerd related, but I'll let you finish first.
Okay. But dealing with that's Dan singing in the car, whereas Diana is talking to her psychopharmacologist, which apparently isn't an actual term according to my therapist, but the portmanteau psycho and pharmacologist makes sense. It's somebody that helps her manage her meds, and you hear the doctor documenting what med changes are affecting her, where like manic state this, depressive state worse, so and so year of medication, so on and so forth. And she's lamenting on how at one point, which this part still kind of makes me chuckle, where she says something along the lines of, "I've lost my appetite and gained 6 pounds," which is just not fair.
Right.
And then the whole chorus jumps back in for the may cause some following side effects, one or more. And then just listing off a whole list of things that you would normally hear in like a Zoloft commercial or something.
Right.
Which, that was also my first foray in like rapid stuff in musicals.
I need to think. This is solely unrelated. This is like a really famous musical where, like, the main woman singing, and this is one song. It's a bride singing about getting married, and it's like really fast, and it's like a really.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I can't think of the name
like,
of the show though.
That's what I think of whenever I think of like really fast. Hamilton, yeah.
Well,
but
yeah, because
that's one that's.
Well, Hamilton, obviously, because and I'm never gonna stop until I make a drama bird of together the remains.
Yeah, but like.
But no, there's they at that point in the show they listing off symptoms or side effects, and they hit the one point where it's anxiousness, anger, exhaustion, insomnia, irritability, nausea, vomiting,
Right.
which are all actual things that can happen when you start taking psych meds. Which I was dealing with. I was actually dealing with a lot of stomach upset while I was trying to get mine together.
Yeah, when I first started my meds, my stomach was not happy with
Yeah.
anything happening
No,
for like a week. It was like.
Oh no, I got to a point where I ended up going to the hospital.
How long ago was this?
This was before you and I.
Oh,
knew
okay,
each
this is
other.
before we knew. Okay.
Okay.
I'm like,
But yeah, it touches on so much, and I want to direct an all-black cast of this because, like I said, it is not common to see a black family being prominent and prosperous like that. Like
Right.
before Diana's mental state got bad, they were both architects. One of the songs even details that they bought one house, and then after they got tired of that house, they actually designed and had one built for them. But like it's just a combination of I'm getting old.
how you were like,
Don't put my business out there. They don't need to know how old I actually am.
you know how old you are. You're not that old.
I'm old enough. I'm old enough to say I feel old. Anyway, I don't know. I really, really like this album. It also just so happens to be that Dan is one of those roles that I would absolutely adore to play. Because I think I've actually sung the one song for you called "A Light in the Dark."
Yes.
The one light shines in the drive, one single sign that our house is alive.
Yeah, you did sing that for me, which touched my heart because your singing is amazing.
Oh, hush.
Oh, okay. So you're not gonna do that to me. You're gonna yell at me for being coy, but we can just square up after the show. Anyway,
I don't know. It's like I said, it's one of my favorite shows. It's one of my favorite albums. It's one that I actually showed a partner of mine, and said partner was tearing up at the end.
I know who this is. Yeah, I could see them doing that.
Understandably so, but like I was already desensitized because I'd listened to the show
Yeah,
a
yeah.
smooth 100 times by then. Like it still gets me a little oh my god, misty-eyed, but I'm otherwise fine.
Right.
But yeah, that's that on that.
So I feel like there needs to be every once in a while. I'm gonna just do like a bang bang into the room of like nerd stuff. Thank you.
And I guessed right.
So the one I was gagging about, Brie Larson, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, wants to be Samus in a live action movie.
Samus Aran. Samus the Aran. The bounty hunter in the Metroid series. You know, I could actually kind of see it.
That she would eat that. She would eat.
I
She would just eat. There we go.
I'm not sure how that would work out, though, because Samus is traditionally a silent protagonist.
Well, she could still be a silent protagonist in this.
Samus is traditionally a silent protagonist, and then the game itself is A, very solitary, and B, they call them Metroidvania games for a reason.
Right.
So it's very open-ended, just go.
Yeah.
Go until you
I want them to do which Metroid was that with the clone of Samus that was absolutely terrifying every time?
Fusion. The Game Boy Advance one.
Oh.
That was my first foray into.
Oh. Night fucking mares of that. It's that sound that it her like the clone's score. it's just this really subtle noise, this drone, and then the tapping sound. Every time you heard that in a room, you're like, no.
You go in the room. Oh, nope, turn around.
Right, but then you couldn't. And then, like, there was you had to be slick because that was you. So if you fucked up, it was on site, square up, one ding ding.
There were a couple times where I genuinely was like, oh, it found me. Off, game's off.
Yeah. Once they found it's the end.
It's because
was Nightmare in that game too, or is that a different one? The floaty, like, metal thing that, like, fucked with gravity?
Yeah.
And then the more you shot it, like, the helmet fell and then started melting?
Yep.
Was that? Okay, yeah.
And
that one can fuck off too.
You got the gravity suit from it, so you could actually run freely and
Right. Okay. So, let's not trail off too long. Jumanji 3 has finished filming.
Mm-hmm.
There didn't need to be a 2. Dwayne, buddy, hello. Let me know if you want to deposit kids into my orifice.
Stop!
You don't need to be in these movies. You need to stop.
You
enjoy that coin. You enjoy that coin because your sexy ass deserves it. But
I want to see him try some new lanes.
Right, exactly.
Because, like, the gruff but funny, more muscles than anything else type of person, like, that's a nice trope. But can we see
do
some
something
more depth?
different, fam?
Can we do some more depth? Like, can we give, like, an IRL Maui or something?
Ooh.
I mean, like, his hairline wouldn't support that, but still.
Leave my daddy alone. Leave one of my many daddies alone.
Dwayne Johnson, Mark Ruffalo.
Vin Diesel. Ooh, Mark Ruffalo. Oh, Smart Hulk. Professor Hulk. Oh, my God. Anyway. And Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel could just...
Stop.
Him and his sore throat. He sounds like he's
If
dying of sore throat.
If you don't get your thirsty, I am Groot.
Leave him anyway.
What? He was the voice of Groot.
I know he was. I'm aware.
In multiple languages.
I'm aware.
Yo soy Groot.
Yo soy
Je suis Groot. Ich bin Groot.
So the Power Rangers sequel is coming out.
There's a sequel? Oh, the one where wait. Elizabeth something or other played Rita Repulsa.
Yeah, that was a poor decision.
Banks, I think it was her name, Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, poor decision. That's not my Rita Repulsa. If y'all don't get my short, annoying, shrilly voiced Rita Repulsa back,
tiny, shrill voiced,
the only thing that got right
face beat for the gods.
Always. Weave wear. That whole Maleficent could never with that weave. Her horns were like giant and just gray hair. I'm like, ma'am, give me your hair care products.
You're a mess.
Anything new? Rocksteady. Have subtle. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say, who, if I remember correctly, they're the guys that did the Arkham series, right?
Yes.
The Batman Arkham series.
May have just confirmed a Justice League game. That might be the only good thing the Justice League has done in the past 10 years. Because these movies have been garbage. Except for Wonder Woman. And apparently Aquaman. I haven't seen Aquaman.
Aquaman, as far as I've heard, is basically wet Black Panther.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
With Aquaman being less regal and more of a wild child.
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
still the same, kind of a similar concept.
We're not talking about Sonic, other than the fact that the trailer
They better push that goddamn movie back if they're going to change the design of that fucking character.
Here's my problem with that. You know that wasn't the designer's fault. That was someone else's fault. That was a producer's fault. Sonic has to look like this. And then people were probably like, yeah, we don't think that's a good idea. He should probably look more into the game. Fuck you. I'm the producer. You do what I tell you. Trailer comes out. Trailer bombs. People talk shit. Okay, now you have to redo it because what you did was wrong. Are they going to get paid more for that?
They need to.
Are they going to? Are they going to be... Like, that's not... You're blaming the designers for something that probably wasn't their fault.
And hang on. Before we continue, can we put some prayers up for Jim Carrey's back for carrying that whole movie?
I was going to say... Because Jim Carrey's the only thing that looks funny in that movie. Although they probably should have left... So in the trailer, the last shot is of him like actually looking like Eggman. They should have left that out of the trailer.
As like a...
As a,
Let that happen in the actual
right,
movie.
because then people would have like lost their shit. But now that we know what's gonna happen, like whoever did that trailer was not smart.
See, you know what's funny though about this movie? I actually want to like get lit and go see it.
Same.
Like, show up, go to a fucking iPic or somebody's iPic or something, and have a flask or something.
Right. Let's see.
And be half drunk. Like, I wish I could have done that with Dragon Ball Evolution back when it came out. But me and my anime friends went to go see that movie just like giddy off of caffeine and laughed so hard we almost got kicked out of the theater.
So apparently there's a game called Predator Hunting Grounds coming out for PS4. Like, you know,
Like the good
that
games
like
do.
sexy body, ugly face Predator. Fuck off. They ain't got no reason looking that thick. Anyway, I want to know what that game is about.
I can't stand
I feel like it's like a free roaming, like Predator game where you get to fucking murder people. Like the old school games were not free roaming because technological, you know, capabilities.
limitations.
Yeah. Oh, last one I need to talk about, and this is gonna be it. Michael Rooker.
Who?
Michael Rooker. He played. And have you seen any of the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Nope.
Okay, he's one of the,
I saw the first one.
okay, he's in the first one. He's the one. He's
The red mohawk dude with
yeah.
the whistle.
I
whip
forget
thing.
his name, but he's in the comic. He's actually
The guy-
a part of the original
he's-
Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics.
He's the guy that whistles and has like
and
that.
the arrow, yeah, which is an interesting take on the comics version of his weapon. But anyway, it's
You'll have to tell me about it off
yeah,
the
it's
air.
not like that. He's been cast as King Motherfucking Shark in the Suicide Squad reboot. I guess they're replacing.
The black character.
I guess they're replacing Killer Croc. I don't know why they replace.
Oh, right. That
I don't
makes
know.
sense.
I don't know why they replaced my husband like that because when he said, I don't know what he said. Harley said something about him being ugly, and he's like, "Not me, shoddy. I'm beautiful." I'm like, "Yes, the fuck you are, you sexy."
Yeah, except he was way down here.
I can't get down there. I mean, I can, but not right now. I'm off the clock.
I'm not sure what that means, and I don't think I want to find out.
But yeah, that's it for my nerd shit.
Not me, Shawty.
I'm beautiful.
I'm beautiful. Anyway, so is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, how about you?
Oh, bitch. So somebody tried me on Facebook yesterday. So this person shall be referred to as JD, because while I would be more than happy to put their business out there, I also don't like getting people in trouble for what they say unless they're saying something blatantly bullshit. This toes the line though. So I posted an article a couple days ago about the fact that black children are going to be more likely to catch bullets from teachers that are armed. And this motherfucker had the Caucasian nerve to just flat out be
Three
like,
words.
No, they won't.
No, they won't.
One,
I'm
who
about to-
asked you?
I'm about to break my chair doing that.
One, who asked you? I'll answer. Nobody. Let me look around the room, make
have-
sure I don't
just-
see anybody here.
Let me just check
who
out the
asked
window.
you.
Do you see anyone?
No,
I
'cause
don't
nobody
see
fucking
anyone.
asked you.
Wow.
One,
Wow.
nobody asked you. Two, let me actually pull up what I've got here. He has the nerve to say no, they won't. But Google is a thing, sis. You can quickly Google how often black children get punished. You can quickly Google how black children more frequently get stronger punishments than their white counterparts for the same crime. Or do we need to keep drawing more parallels to the real world where black people get incarcerated, A, more often, B, for longer times? And do we need to talk about Tamir Rice being thought of as a whole ass grown up, even though he was a smooth 12 years old when the cops rolled up and gunned him the fuck down? Do we need to talk about Trayvon Martin getting shot up by somebody who was explicitly told to leave him the smooth fuck alone? Do we need to talk about the images of black teens being used as literal target ranges in more conservative areas? Do we need to talk about the grossly disproportionate discipline foisted upon black children, not just in the school system, but outside of schools as well? Do we need to talk about the laughably disproportionate policing in black communities? Because I'm waiting. What about this no they won't, bitch?
Do you remember the story about the kid who missed his bus, so he needed to go to the people's neighborhood and call,
And
they just pulled a gun and started firing.
That spoiled jar of mayonnaise pulled out a shotgun and shot at a fucking 13-year-old.
And do you think that teachers that are the same age, living in the same kind of neighborhoods, because they're all white, living in the same neighborhoods, are just going to have restraint?
Do we need to bring up the fact that liaison officer saw fit to throw a whole black child in her desk?
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that one.
Like, this no they won't shit comes from a colossal place of privilege, and you're lucky
because you don't know anything about it.
Oh wait,
you don't have to
let's not even.
experience it.
A, you don't have to experience it, and B, I clearly remember when we were first starting to hang out that you told me that I was one of the first fucking black people that you met. So how the fuck are you any kind of expert on anything, bitch?
That was.
You got me full circle fucked up if you think you know anything about what we have to go through. Because you can count on two hands how many black people you actually know and talk to in real life. One of which is me, which you are rapidly trying all of my patience and get on each and every one of my goddamn nerves.
Like, you have no right, you have none, period, to like talk. You don't have a place in this kind of conversation.
This is not your lane to be in. You need to sit the fuck down. There's a whole squad of seats that you needed to take in the first place, especially because the last time I had some kind of interaction with this bitch, he had the nerve to say that he wanted to find the information of that 11-year-old girl that got impregnated in Ohio and said that he wanted to adopt that child.
Wow. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, you remember who I'm talking about now, don't you? Because I showed you off the air.
Well, I already know who it was.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So where's your expertise? Because, let me not put where you live. Where's your expertise? Because last I checked, you lived in a location that is so grossly white that, again, you hadn't met a full black person until you were into your adulthood. You said that there was some half-black person in and that's not diminishing their blackness.
However,
how the fuck ever they are not, we're not even going to get into distinctions between that and any kind of one-drop rule or anything like that. Let me just put it this way, that experience does not entitle you to have any kind of opinions that matter on this subject. The fact of the matter is that each and every black person involved in this or talks about this says that this is going to be a problem for black children. This is going to be something that happens to black children more often. This is going to happen. We brought this up last week. Because apparently, according to the Secretary of Education, black children are more likely to be badasses anyway.
Oh, let's talk. Oh, come on.
So with
come on, continuity.
So with that precedent already, the fuck said, you really don't think that teachers are gonna pull a fucking clock out on somebody's kid who was already having a bad day and decides to act out? They are chill.
Have you not seen the videos of these fucking white teachers? Popping on, like, I think they've been substitute teachers, but like popping off on students. Do you
cussing out students, throwing them out of the room, calling security on them?
This is why you guys are going to be anything but. Remember that video of the white lady?
Oh, yes, I do. And imagine if she had a gun. Imagine if she had a gun.
Girl, better get your
But no,
together.
they won't.
Oh, okay.
Go back to getting sunburned, bitch.
Thank you.
He had me full.
Lord.
He had me full circle fucked up. I was a hair away from cussing him out. But you know what?
We have self-control like the teachers with guns.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like, even a couple of white people on my page tried to get him together too.
How about that?
Like somebody whose initials, I'm only referring to them as initials because I don't know if they want to be referred to by name, but somebody with the initials EH popped up and was like, this is not your lane, sis. This is something where you need to sit to the side and let the melanated folks talk. Let me, hold please, y'all, because I'm going to actually find what they said because they made it very clear and succinct. Here we go. They said, and their comment was, and I quote, and again I'm changing names, JD, please stop speaking over black people. They know their lived experiences, and they are the authority on these matters. Please respect that by listening with curiosity and humility.
Ooh.
Huh.
Ooh.
Interesting. It's almost as if there are white people that can actually get that there is an actual fucking institutional struggle that we have to fucking deal with. And it's not getting written off because you haven't met more than 10 of us, bitch.
How about that? How about that? How about that?
Now, we're not even, we're not even going to count that personal experience that you went to for about 2 years in somebody else's country. because that was a whole nother toxic environment. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I'm done. Normally, I don't read people I know.
However,
but you got me fucked up.
And that.
And please message me about this. Please do. I will be more than... Well, call me about it even. I'll be more than happy to have a conversation on all the different ways that you're wrong and how many seats you need to take, because, bitch, it's a whole stadium right now.
Because they're already made for you. We ain't got none. So we got to talk about it. How about that?
Mm-hmm. But that's that on that. I'm actually done.
So if any of you guys have edges left after that.
He got me fucked up. No, they won't.
They only have so many edges, Kay.
I'm coming for
they
scalps.
Only have some,
I'm coming
they
for
only
scalps.
have one.
I'm coming
they
for
only
scalps.
Have one.
I'm coming for scalps. I'm coming for the top layer, the middle layer, the bottom layer. Your gray matter, bitch. Please. No, they won't. Fuck, I look like.
Fuck you. Yeah. Okay, let's do the spiel.
Okay, let me just close out because I will go right back into this at the same time. Scene. Okay. And that...
Serenity.
Your milk and honey. Anyway. That fiery rant wraps up yet another episode of the Baldwin Kids. If you've got any questions, comments, great ideas, or just want to say hi, feel free to shoot us an email at askthebkcast@gmail.com or give us a like and a DM on our Facebook and Instagram pages. You can get a hold of me on the Twitter. My handle is at ThaAaAaAnk. That's TheIronMagnus.
I'm sorry, I was neck rolling
Vesta,
with an attitude, at his speech.
At me finger spelling my Twitter handle as I spell
Yeah.
it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, anytime I spell anything out on the show, I'm also finger spelling it because I like
practice.
Yeah, I like practicing my ASL.
You can find me on fucking Instagram. Oh, let's do a shameless plug. June 8th.
Oh, right.
I have an album coming out. It's called Love Notes. I would love to say that it's very positive, but there's only a couple of positive songs on there. They're all written over the course of about 5 years or so now.
Jesus.
That I've written about
I helped.
He helped. And they're all love songs.
In one way, shape, or form.
Yeah, one way, shape, or form. Or like songs about times of my life where I, self-healing, or we've all had that whole phase to help fill the void that just made the void deeper. Mm-hmm. Spoilers. And
y'all just get into it.
Just get into it. June 8th. Follow me on Instagram under Vesta with 2 underscores.
At the end.
At the end, yes. And there's already a bunch of previews up. There's going to be more in the coming weeks, days. The track list will be up in about 2 weeks. Get into it. It'll be everywhere. Spotify. I'm going to be on Tidal, y'all. Spotify.
With the likes of Beyonce, Jay-Z, Prince.
Anyway, I had to scream for that because, I'm going to be on the same streaming services. But anyway.
I mean, we're on the same streaming service as Prince right now because Prince is on Spotify.
But like personally,
he chose to be
on Tidal. Anyway, yeah.
Alright, was that it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, we don't have any announcement. I don't have any other announcements yet.
Oh shit! I done forgot about that. All right.
I the fuck didn't, because bitch, I was vibrating in the car on the way here.
Yeah.
But
y'all hear about that possibly sooner or later
when things develop. But on that note, we are a TSRP Network podcast, and we will see y'all later. Take some seats if you need to, and do better.